Good evening. My name is Fu Hui Tong, Interim Associate Provost and the Dean of the Graduate and Professional School, Professor of Educational Psychology. On behalf of the grad school and the entire university community, welcome to our 11th annual Texas A&M 3 Minute Thesis Finals Competition. We are very proud and honored to partner with our University Writing Center and our Center for Teaching Excellence English Language Proficiency Program to present this to you, a very special event. 3 Minute Thesis is a research communication competition developed by Australia's University of Queensland in 2008. From its start in a single university, 3MT has gained popularity across the globe. It now occurs among over 600 universities and institutions over 65 countries. So the allure of 3MT is its simplicity. As you know, graduate students are given 3 minutes to present a compelling oral narration of their research projects and its significance in front of a general audience using just one slide. The concept is very simple, but the success is not. Our students spent years and years working on and immersed in their research projects and develop vast knowledge of their disciplines, and these turn into theses and dissertations that are typically hundreds pages in length. And then 3MT asks them to boil all those research and knowledge down to 3 minutes in its core significance and to present to a general audience. So you can tell, and you can ask our presenters tonight, that this is not an easy task. And I can tell that this is not easy for our students, this is not easy for our faculty, because we love to talk about research. But this is also an important one. Any students who participate in our 3MT really gain this invaluable professional development opportunity that they can use to enhance their communication and their presentation skills. For all the presenters tonight, they have been practicing and refining their presentations a month through our development and feedback sessions. And they have earned their spot tonight by placing themselves among the top 10 through our preliminary competitions held on October the 19th and the 20th. So these students, as well as those who did not make to the finals, we believe that have gained and have had a transformative learning experiences by just competing in 3MT. And there's also benefits for our audience. You can read a 300-page dissertation, and that will take quite some time. But here, you can join this crowd, and you get to learn about research that will change our world in just the 3-minute presentations. So you will be really impressed by this very talented group of our students tonight. Thank you for being here and for your support. We also want to thank the grad school staff led by Dr. Morgan Schreller, who is very busy coordinating online, for planning this event. There's a lot that goes into 3MT, not just the planning for tonight, but the planning into the month, as well as all the development and the feedback sessions that they were able to facilitate for our students. So I want to thank our grad school staff for the excellent job that they put on to make this event a great success. We also want to thank our colleagues from the University Writing Center and also our colleagues from the Center for Teaching Excellence for their work and their support, and all the faculty and staff volunteers who make this event a great success. So thank you all for your support. At this moment, I would like to introduce our Texas A&M's Vice Provost, Dr. Tim Scott. Dr. Scott earned a master's in biology and a PhD in zoology from Texas A&M before joining the biology faculty in 1990. Dr. Scott oversees initiatives focused on improving state and national K-12 standards, expanding STEM teacher certification, initiating high-impact science teacher professional development, and promoting student achievement. He co-directs the Center for Mathematics and Science Education, which has received more than over $30 million in research funding under his leadership. He also oversees the Academic Success Center, Launch, the Math Learning Center, the Office for Student Success, and the University Writing Center, and his plate continues to be filled. Tonight, he's here to witness all the success that made possible by the investments in our students, over which he provides guidance and directions. And Dr. Scott has conducted countless research presentations and remarks, so it is only fitting tonight that he is also given 3 minutes to deliver his remarks. Please welcome Dr. Scott.
I tend to speak in 50-minute or hour and 15-minute blocks. So it's great to be with you tonight. I love seeing our students, supporting them, and this really showcases some of our best and brightest students that are sharing their innovative research to expand our knowledge and help us solve some of the world's biggest challenges. I'm pleased that the Provost Office provides direct support for this function as well as other professional development opportunities for our graduate students. Graduate students, as you know, spend a lot of time, in fact years by the time they finish their programs, immersed in their disciplines. Each discipline has its own unique language that can make it difficult to explain the significance of the research to those outside your field. However, the ability to communicate your findings is critical to your success, and that to the greater society. Regardless of whether you become future faculty, work in private or commercial sectors, become an entrepreneur, work in healthcare or nonprofit governmental agencies, you will have to learn to communicate with those outside your field. This has never been more important than it is today, with many in our society that doubt the return on investment in higher education. We must do all we can to train our students to be able to connect and share their discoveries. And that's the chief benefit of the 3MT competition. Success depends on being able to explain a complex research question to a general audience. Congratulations to all of tonight's competitors who have not only excelled at research, but are committed to developing their ability to communicate their findings with the public. We know you are busy writing dissertations and theses, teaching our undergraduates, and supporting our research mission. Thank you for taking the time to compete in this important event. Regardless of who wins, please know your university is proud of you. We're excited to see you present your work tonight, and I look forward to seeing all that you will accomplish in your future careers. Thank you for being such exemplary representatives of graduate education at A&M, and best of luck.
Two minutes and 25 seconds. Excellent job, Dr. Scott. Now let's get the show started. At this time, I will turn the mic over to Dr. Adam Sipe, who is our former Associate Dean for the Graduate Professional School, who is also the current Associate Dean for Graduate Studies in the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Sipe served as the Master of Ceremonies about 3 years ago when he was the Associate Dean in the grad school. And he did such an amazing job that by popular demand, the grad school staff insisted that he reprise his role tonight to be the Master of Ceremony for the 3MT. Welcome back, Dr. Sipe, and thank you so much for joining us again for this event. Enjoy the show, everyone. Thank you.
Good evening, Rudder Theater, and good evening, everybody out in Zoom land. Welcome to the 3 Minute Thesis Finals, one of my favorite events of the academic years. As Dr. Tong said, I'm Adam Sipe. I'm a professor of history, and I'm honored to serve as Associate Dean for Graduate Studies in the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm also honored to say that this is my 4th time serving as Master of Ceremonies for this event, and last year, I was, for the 10th anniversary of the 3 Minute Thesis Finals, I was awarded the title of Outstanding All-Time MC at this event. Now, you might think this has gone to my head. It hasn't. I'm still the same humble guy that I was a year. Hang on, it's a problem with the mic. Oh, gosh. I wonder how this snuck in. Anyway, just saying. So I am honored to return this year as the Master of Ceremonies. But this isn't about me, and it's not about all the awesome staff who've helped make this happen. Tonight is about these students, because what we're going to see here is a competition that bridges the gap between high-level university research and the public who is so supportive of the research, the kind of work that we do here at Texas A&M University. But more important, what you're going to see tonight is research that is going to help now and in the future address some of the grand challenges and make life better here and around the globe. So let's talk a little bit about the competition you're going to see tonight. Tonight we have 10 finalists, 9 doctoral students and 1 master's student, who are here to share their amazing research and to compete for the top prize. On the line for our 10 competitors are cash prizes. The winner will take home $1,000, runner-up $500, third place $250, and the People's Choice Award, also $500. More on that later on. Before I explain the rules, I want to introduce another set of honored guests, our judges, who have taken their Friday evening to help us out tonight and to support these students. And also, I want to thank all of the people who gave their time to judge the preliminary rounds, people who put in a lot of hard hours helping to winnow down the really impressive field. So, are going to introduce our judges one at a time. I ask you to please wave when I call your name. Our judges are seated in the middle of the auditorium. We begin here on my left with Stacy Colvin, who is a member of the Fightin' Texas Aggie class of 2000, graduating from Texas A&M University with a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Economics. She's currently the operations manager for KBTX, Channel 3, and CW8 Aggieland, where she's been for 9 years. She is the treasurer for the Brazos County Extension Leadership Advisory Board, chairman for the Brazos County Adult 4-H Leaders Association, and a member of the Brazos Valley Food Bank Board. She has 2 daughters, Madison and Taylor. Madison is a junior at West Texas A&M University, and Taylor is a freshman at Texas A&M University and a member of the Fightin' Texas Aggie class of 2027. Dr. Andrew Kwok is an assistant professor. All right, I should have said this before. Hold your applause till I'm done. All right. Is an assistant professor in the Department of Teaching, Learning, and Culture in the School of Education and Human Development here at Texas A&M. He currently serves as an associate editor of the Journal of Teacher Education and research chair of the Collaborative for Innovation in Teacher Education. Dr. Kwok's primary research focuses on teacher preparation policy, particularly in supporting pre-service and beginning in-service teachers towards success, especially in underserved contexts. His work has been funded by the Department of Education, Texas Education Agency, and various county boards of education. And his research has been published in a variety of journals. He has participated in the Voices of Impact series, which gives faculty in the School of Education and Human Development 5 minutes, so 2 more minutes than what our people are getting, to share their knowledge on issues impacting society today. So he's familiar with the challenge of trying to take complex ideas and distill them down. In his free time, what he has of it, he spends with his wife and kids, 8, 6, and 1.5 years old. Thank you, Dr. Kwok. Dr. Isaac Munoz is an associate vice president in Texas A&M's Division of Marketing and Communications, where he's been for the last 2.5 years. He leads Texas A&M's Marketing, Strategy, and Insights area. In this position, he leads the web and digital experience, brand and creative services, social media, recruitment, marketing, and analytics and insights teams. Before joining Aggieland, he headed customer engagement for DirecTV Go Latin America. He was also a senior business consultant of consumer insights at Southwest Airlines. He specializes in advertising and media buying, and he's published research in the Journal of Business Research, the Journal of Advertising, Education, and others. And he has a PhD from the University of Texas at Austin. Dr. Munoz will have been married for 15 years on the 15th of this month and has 2 children, 3 and 8. His wife is an Aggie, as well as the rest of her immediate family, which I assume he put in because I had previously read that he had his PhD from UT. And his older brother, he's continuing to apologize that his older brother recently completed a master's degree from A&M. He enjoys running, steam rooms, takes in a good movie, audiobook, and podcast when he can. Thank you, Dr. Munoz. Dr. Mark O'Malley is the Leverhulme Professor of Power Systems at Imperial College London. He is a co-founder of the Global Power System Transformation Consortium and a fellow at the Hagler Institute for Advanced Study, which enriches the intellectual climate at Texas A&M by recruiting world-renowned scholars to the university. Between 2020 and 2022, he was the chief scientist at the Energy Systems Integration Group, and between 2018 and 2020, he was chief scientist, Energy Systems Integration at the U.S. National Renewable Energy Laboratory. He is a foreign member of the U.S. National Academy of Engineering, a member of the Royal Irish Academy, a fellow of the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, and has received 2 Fulbright fellowships. He is a hiker, a biker, and a swimmer. And finally, we have Hannah Payne, who is an occupational health and safety graduate student at Texas A&M University. She also serves as Texas A&M's graduate and professional student body president for the 2023-24 school year. She received her bachelor's in public health from Texas A&M and served as senior class president for the class of 22. Please join me in thanking our judges for their time. All right, let's talk rules. Our judges and you, as People's Choice voters, will evaluate contestants in 2 areas: comprehension and content, and engagement and communication. And to understand this, we got to think a little bit about the rules. And as Dr. Tong said, the rules are both very, very simple and fiendishly challenging. Competitors have 3 minutes max. They are staring at a clock, as I am right now, which ticks down ever closer to 0, to present an oration about their research, and just one visual slide. The presentation must be spoken word only, no props, no singing, no supplemental material. Exceeding 3 minutes means disqualification. Folks, our competitors get 1 shot. Please silence your cell phones. If you must leave for any reason, please do so between presentations. This is really important that our competitors get the chance to do their best. And if you do leave, you'll not be allowed in until there is a break. Our competitors have worked really hard to complete their presentations. Please give them the respect that they deserve with your full attention. And I would say, because we're going to talk later on about your role in all of this, that I would ask you to pay a little bit of attention to the description, which we just skipped off of. Could you go back 1 slide? Thank you. Comprehension and content and engagement and communication. Think about that as you're watching our competitors, because you will have a chance later on to make your own decisions and your own recommendations, or People's Choice Award. But we'll come back to that later on. That's a lot of us talking. Let's get to the competition. Our first competitor from the Department of Mechanical Engineering is Mahtab Haidari. Mahtab.
Have you or anyone you know ever needed orthopedic surgery? Well, bone drilling is an important part of nearly every orthopedic surgical operation, from a hip replacement surgery to a simple bone fracture repair. And when it comes to drilling bones, heat is an invisible enemy. You see, the process of drilling actually generates quite a bit of heat between the drill bit and the surrounding bone due to friction, kind of like how rubbing 2 sticks together will start a fire. But in this case, you'll do a lot of damage before you even get to that point. In fact, at temperatures as low as 116 degrees Fahrenheit with just a minute of exposure, there can be irreversible consequences, such as bone cell death. But despite this being a known issue, the effect of heat is almost never included in the training of new or novice surgeons. In fact, they may not even realize things are getting too hot until they start to smell something cooking. While this might be okay for baking cookies, I don't think that's ideal for a surgical scenario. So, the question lies, 1, how can we see the temperature of a drilling process? And 2, how do we do so fast enough to be meaningful in a real-time drilling scenario? Luckily, we have physics and data on our side. I'm developing a method for real-time temperature visualization of a surgical drilling process using a data-driven approach, or a model that can quickly show the resulting temperature maps of any given drilling trajectory. Using machine learning, I can basically teach the computer how heat will spread and build up inside the bone material. And the preliminary results are very promising, with over 97% accuracy compared to traditional simulation-based methods. This is also really good because this means we can now do, in a matter of seconds, what could have typically taken hours with some previous approaches. Now, we must truly put my model to the test and compare these predictions to experiments from our lab, where we are conducting some simple drilling experiments on a bone-like material. But we cannot stop there. We will be in engagement with a few orthopedic surgical departments in the Houston Medical Center area where we would conduct some similar drilling tests, but with first-year surgical residents who may have very limited experience. The system includes a handheld drill, position tracking system, and bone-like material, which allows us to collect all the necessary information we need to be able to present their feedback in the form of these temperature maps. With this, these novices can practice their drilling skills with temperature in mind and do so outside of the OR where they can cause no harm to patients. So, maybe your grandma's hip replacement surgery could be improved from this research, and we can save the smell test for baking and not surgery.
Thank you very much, Mahtab. All right, so our first presenter is now done, and we'll be moving on with the competition while our judges tally their scores. I want to talk to you a little bit more about this competition because on the line tonight is more than just cash. Our overall winner tonight will represent Texas A&M University at the Regional 3MT competition hosted by the Conference of Southern Graduate Schools in March at their annual conference in Greenville, South Carolina. We were attempting earlier to figure out what we could say about Greenville, South Carolina, so here's what we're going to do. First, it's not Greenville, North Carolina, home of East Carolina University and hometown of Mrs. Adam Sipe, but that's neither here nor there. It is the home of Furman University, go Paladins. It is also the home of Shoeless Joe Jackson, for those of you who like baseball and scandals, and that's kind of all we're going to do on that. Our winner will be going to Greenville, South Carolina, with Texas A&M to represent our university at the regional competition. But there's more. There is more than money and the Furman University Paladins on the line. There is, as my assistant will provide, a trophy. Not just any trophy, the Graduate and Professional School 3MT Cup. As you can see, this trophy, which is, like, unironically a really high-quality trophy, is engraved with the list of former winners. And someone tonight will add their name to this list. On top of that, this lovely cup will go to one of our departments and spend a year there in a prominent place in a department's trophy case, showcasing the work of their student. For the last year, this cup has sat in civil and environmental engineering, reflecting the success of Chi-Shen Cheng, who won last year. Today, we're going to find out if the cup goes back to civil and environmental engineering, or if it goes to engineering at all. I see my colleague, Hank Walker, a great supporter of this program and a great advocate for graduate education in the College of Engineering. I know what he wants to have happen. Is it going to? We shall see. There have been a lot of engineering students who came to our competition this year, as they always do. Fascinating cutting-edge research we celebrate tonight. But there's a lot of other colleges and schools. Agriculture and life sciences is in second. We have finalists from architecture, from arts and sciences, and for the first time in 3MT history, the School of Public Health has a finalist here tonight. Excellent, outstanding. All right, so having talked about the stakes, which are high and include this cup and Furman, North Carolina, and money, let's talk some more about the competition. I hope on the way in, you picked up some graduate and professional school and 3MT swag. The staff are greeting you. We have stickers and pennants at the checkout desk. We have portable photo booths in case you want to remember forever your night at the 3MT finals. We encourage you to share those on social media and use the hashtags that are up on the screen. Are the judges ready? All right, I am seeing a thumbs up, so I am pleased to welcome our second competitor from the Department of English. Welcome, Hannah Elizabeth Bowling. Hannah.
If I asked you what you thought about Shakespeare, you'd probably answer the same way that my students do every semester when I start the class with that question, which is they scratch their heads and go, gee, I didn't think about it until you just asked me. Now, there are some folks like myself who love Shakespeare and his works so much that they dedicate their entire careers around studying his works. And then there are some people that absolutely loathe the man. And James Baldwin was one of those. James Baldwin was a Black American writer writing in the 1950s onward who was deeply engaged with discussing what it was like to be a Black man during this period. And in a 1964 essay entitled Why I Stopped Hating Shakespeare, he writes, I do believe that every English writer of the English language has at some point hated Shakespeare. And for pretty good reasons, too. I mean, you have to think about Shakespeare was used by Western colonizing forces from the 17th centuries onward to eradicate non-English languages and erase local histories and cultures. In particular with the Black community, his plays depict racist and dehumanizing depictions of Blackness that argue that Blackness is inhuman, that Blackness is immoral, that Blackness is ugly, and Blackness is a type of living death. Now, obviously, something must have changed, right? Because the essay is entitled Why I Stopped Hating Shakespeare, not Started. So what changed? That's what my research is all about. I look very closely at not just Baldwin, but other writers, Black writers, during this period across the globe as they create plays, as they create novels, and as they create films that push back against pre-modern notions that Blackness is immoral and ugly and death, and argue instead that Blackness is beautiful, Blackness is good, and Blackness is life. Now, I'm not Black, and many of my students here at Texas A&M are not either. So why does it matter? Well, Joan Didion, who's another famous writer during this period, writes that we tell ourselves stories in order to live. Stories are how we understand the world around us, how we make sense of not only ourselves, but the other people in this world with us. When I teach my students these Black spears, these Black Shakespearean adaptations, I am challenging them to think very critically and closely about the kind of stories that not only they tell about themselves, but that they tell about other people, and how other people tell stories about themselves. Now, Baldwin is dead, and Shakespeare is too. I will die, and you will as well. What do you want your story to be in your afterlife?
Thank you very much, Hannah, for that. All right. We are here not only to provide you with top-class scholarship explained in an easily accessible way, we are here to provide you with top-class entertainment, or at least our closest thing we can come to for that. And you guys have to help us do that. So, throughout the evening, there are going to be opportunities for you to participate, culminating in the awarding of our People's Choice Prize. So let's get some practice at communicating the best way we know how, using the devices that I know all of you have silenced, but that you have in your pockets. Scan, follow the link, and let's get set up with some getting to know you exercises. And this is exactly how we're going to handle the People's Choice Awards. We're going to handle some contests that we're going to have at the end. You're going to get a chance to win some prizes. It'll be fun. Love it if you'd play along. So let me get some, when you're on, can I get some nods? People still need some more time? We basically conversant with this. We're all doing this with menus now. Like, we good? All right, we're good. All right, so our technical staff is going to post, so where are you right now? This is a fascinating question. I am assuming that this is an easy one, right? Okay, let's give you a few minutes. We've got people on Zoom, I promise. So this has the potential to be much more interesting. Not quite as obvious as the answer would seem to be. 82% of us are in Rudder Forum. The first year I did this, we were entirely on Zoom, and this was wild. All right, Bryan College Station, we got South America, we've got other. We've never really had anyone come up with other. I keep hoping for someone on the International Space Station, but it hasn't happened yet. All right, 13%. All right, that's kind of interesting. Vast majority of us are in Rudder Forum. I see some people are a little late on voting. All right, fantastic. Basically, we get a pretty good idea of where people are. A lot of us are in person. That's great. We've got some people joining us on Zoom, and we're glad you're there. Folks who are on Zoom, you're going to maybe have some, maybe a little less, some of the opportunities for prizes later on maybe are not going to be available to you. All right, let's go to the next question. We're still voting. All right. All right. Who are you? This is a more existential question. Perhaps something more of a challenge. All right. What do you got? Whoa, all right. Hey, all right. Oh, all right, we're still changing. Very small N. All right. All right, so here's the cool thing that I just want to point out here, because I'm glad it happened. 52% of the people who are responding are graduate and professional students. That means that you guys are here to support your friends. Thank you for that. That means a lot. It means a lot to your friends. It means a lot to our community. Thanks for doing that. All right, so we've got 2 questions answered. Now I want to ask one more question. So, why are you here? Again, we're getting slightly more esoteric. I went with, I heard there was food, but I don't know what y'all, but all right. Oh, I like the 4% down below. I want to talk to those people afterward. This is, I'm up to 7%. Now we're talking. All right. All right, so see, it about tracks out, 44% here to support a friend or a colleague. Yeah, all right, so great. So those professors who are strong-arming people, thank you very much for that. We appreciate your support. All right, so we now know who you are. We've got a pretty good sense of why we're here. Many of us are sitting right here, others are out there. Let's get on with the research. I'm seeing the high sign that our judges are finished. So we're now moving on to competitor 3, who is Srihari Menon in the Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering. Srihari.
Have you ever noticed how all the cars that ply on our roads today look very similar to each other? One reason why that is because of safety. All road legal cars have been built to the same exact federal motor vehicle safety standards. In fact, it's in great part because of these standards that the number of accidents today is 1 fatal accident in around 100 million miles driven. I have news for this audience. The level of safety standards that exist for cars do not exist for spacecrafts. Of 22 astronauts who flew on board, of 60 astronauts who flew on board the Soyuz spacecraft, 22 came back with some degree of injury. 6 required emergency medical attention. Astronauts injure, even in a landing as nominal as a water landing. That's where I come in. I make spacecraft safer for astronauts to fly in. There are multiple methods that I can use to make that happen. The method that I prefer to choose is to use computer models. I'll walk you through it. Basically, what I do is I take the computer model of a human being, I seat them onto a test seat, I strap them in with a 5-point harness, and then I load them with the same acceleration as they would have experienced when they're, for example, say, landing. After that calculation is done and the outcome is obvious, I pull the data out and analyze for injuries. How much did the head hurt? How much did the neck hurt? How much did the back hurt? There are multiple questions that could be asked in this area. The ones that I focus on is how does posture affect injury and how does one's sex affect injury? Why do I ask those questions? Because that's what our crew looks like today. The current results that I have to share with you are these. Female necks apparently are more prone to injury than male necks to compressive forces. Everyone's lower back hurts all the same, so not very different from real life. And we have also figured that there is a level of injury that is endured to the abdomen. And lastly, there in fact is a posture at which the least amount of injury is registered. One final thing. The good thing about the human body is that it responds to forces all the same. Doesn't matter if it was incurred in a car or a spacecraft. So my findings are pertinent to making cars safer all over again, but this time around, spacecraft as well.
Thank you very much, Srihari. So, as I've said several times already, there are going to be opportunities for you as the audience to engage with us and potentially to win some cool prizes. after the competitors are finished and while our judges are coming together to tally their final rankings, we're going to play a 15-question Kahoot trivia game with prizes on the line for 3 of our in-person only, we can only do in-person, audience members. The top scorer in the trivia game will win a Kodak Instant Camera, Beats Studio earbuds, a Hydro Flask, an insulated cooler, or the official prize of the Graduate and Professional School, an air fryer. If you're interested in participating and you're in Rudder Forum, please submit your information through this link if you are interested in participating. I promise you this is legally binding. We will drag you up here. So don't apply if you don't want to do it. Our crack technical team will pick 3 people at random. They will contact you, and when it's time, we'll bring you up front and you can engage in the trivia game. We'll pick those at random. All right, while our judges are working, I want to ask you a question. And I'm going to do this in a super scientific way. I'm going to look for hands. Through my years of training as an instructor, I will look for hands. And I will give you an opportunity to answer. So I'm going to do this because we want to use this opportunity to promote some of the awesome programs that are available to graduate and professional students here at Texas A&M. So here's my question for you. First hand, I'm going to call on. There are no stupid answers. There are. Anyone who's ever taught knows there are, in point of fact, stupid answers. But there are very few stupid answers. What is grad Aggies? Oh, this is problematic. Grad Aggies. I don't necessarily, somebody. Oof. Am I going to have to call on the grad school staff? All right. Oh, I see a hand. All right, what do we got? Yeah, we're getting there. Grad Aggie, G-R-A-D Aggies, big capital letters. It stands for, yes, in the back.
It stands for Graduate Research and Development, which is meant to promote professional development of graduate students.
We have a winner, yes, Grad Aggies. It stands for Graduate Resources and Development for Aggies. Grad Aggies is composed of graduate and professional school staff and campus offices who join forces to offer professional development opportunities, including workshops, seminars, training events, and online resources for graduate and professional students. Sir, in the back, what you did not realize was that you volunteered not only to provide information, but to come down to be our first audience participant in a brand new 3MT Finals event, the Wheel of Prizes. And I confess, I have absolutely no idea how this is going to work, so come on down. So tell me, sir, what's your name? Where are you from? What department are you with?
My name is Oluwashio. I'm from biology department.
Odoashio from biology. Fantastic, Odoashio. Thank you very much for being our first ever Wheel of Prize spinner. So please let this work. Take it away. Take, oh boy. All right. Yep, there we go. T-shirt. All right, prize giving staff. Come on out. What size? Medium. All right. We are a crack team here. Tonight we are. All right, so Odoashio, thank you very much for sort of volunteering for this. Our staff will provide you with a T-shirt. If we can get this out of the way, we will. Oh, boy. All right. So our judges are finished, and it is now time for our next presenter from the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, Vivek Biro. Vivek.
July 25th, 2020. On this fateful night, the ship Wakasho grinds to a halt as it crashes into the reefs of Mauritius. The damage? 1,000 tons of fuel oil leaking into the ocean. A catastrophe for this little chunk of paradise. In the dark days that lay ahead, TV screens brought the tragedy directly into the living room with images of dead dolphins and whales. Very grim. Being from Mauritius, I witnessed these horrors firsthand. But this disaster is not an isolated event. Remember Deepwater Horizon or Exxon Valdez? The burning question is then, what can we do about oil spills? During an oil spill event, a lethal oil slick forms along the ocean surface. Ocean currents, like invisible highways, drive the spread of the slick. So, to devise an effective oil spill management strategy, we need a thorough understanding of ocean current circulation. To draw a parallel, imagine battling a wildfire without knowing the wind direction. Sounds impossible, right? Well, that's exactly how it is with oil spills and ocean currents. But did you know that we still struggle to obtain ocean current data? It is often sparse due to tedious measurements, expensive equipment, and hostile environments. But what if there was a solution? Picture this magical bird that flies across the ocean, scans the surface, and chirps back ocean current information. Obviously, we don't have that, but I'll do you one better. For my research, I use drones to photograph the ocean surface in Galveston Bay. I then process these images with my algorithms that detect every wave ripple, every surface feature. The results? Accurate and detailed ocean current data over large ocean areas. With this practical and cost-effective tool in hand, I'm now gearing up to collect larger volumes of ocean data. I will then import these data sets into computer models to create better forecasts of oil slick propagation. And here's the exciting part. Future oil spill events will simply require drone deployment for quick ocean current measurements and oil movement predictions. My approach is instrumental for oil spills beyond just Galveston Bay, every reef and every shoreline. Very much like predicting the path of a hurricane, knowing the oil's trajectory lets us prepare proactively. Like a voice out of history, events at Wakasho serve as a reminder for what we stand to lose if we can act urgently and effectively. When faced with oil slick problems, we need slicker solutions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vivek. All right, so this is an opportunity, I think, for us to recognize all of the other competitors who participated in the preliminary rounds of the 3MT competition and who were not ultimately selected to make it to the finals. So anybody who was in one of the preliminary rounds, would you please stand up and be recognized? Well, when we had our preliminary rounds, one of the commitments we made was that everyone who entered into the preliminary rounds would be entered into a prize drawing to win a variety of things. And we were very happy that we have our winner of that prize drawing with us. We're bringing out the prize wheel. Yeah, bring the prize wheel out. Yeah, all good. All right, fantastic. I love this wheel. All right, well, now we can't do anything without the wheel. All right, so I am very pleased to welcome our winner tonight, who I understand has come with her family. And I want to use this also as an opportunity to acknowledge the work and support that families put into the success that our graduate students have. So our winner, who I would invite to come up with her family from the interdisciplinary program in genetics and genomics, Autumn McManus. If you would come up to the front, please. So we have Autumn, congratulations, and we have your prize, and we also have an opportunity for you to spin my new favorite toy, the Wheel of Prizes. Oh, we have a candy bag. All right, that is always useful. So we have our crack technical team is coming in with a Rush candy bag. So Autumn, thank you very much for participating, and thanks to your family for all the support. Thanks very much, guys. All right, so I am being told we need a little bit more time from our judges. I'm considering singing. Yeah, I just want to reiterate, what was just said. This is a community effort. And I think one of the things that we saw when we had that early question about where people are watching from, one of the really cool things about 3 Minute Thesis and having these opportunities is that we really can reach out to family members who are across the country, across the world, and they can see what their students are doing, and they can benefit from the same kind of clear language, the same kind of clear presentation that we're all benefiting from. We're here in person. I'm getting the high sign. That means that our judges are finished, which means that it is time for our next competitor, who is coming to us from the Department of Architecture. Allow me to introduce Rohit Kumar. Rohit.
India has the largest number of illiterates in the world, which is comparable to the entire US population, a staggering figure. However, nearly half of India's school children are enrolled in private schools because private schools provide superior facilities and offer a higher quality of education. But no number of private schools can solve India's illiteracy problem. My work is a case study of the STEM schools of specialized excellence and the regular public high schools in New Delhi. Since 2015, the government of Delhi embarked on an initiative to raise the quality of their public schools. Their work on public schools has earned them international recognition and even helped them win elections in other states last year. In 2021, they set up these schools of specialized excellence, which are among the top performing schools in Delhi in student performance in standardized tests. As per literature, student performance can be influenced by several factors such as the student characteristics, teacher quality, curriculum, delivery of the curriculum, and the built environment. As an architect, my goal was to ascertain if the student performance can be attributed to the building characteristics. The findings revealed that the buildings are similar, that they are mainly rooms along corridors, and there is no discernible impact on the student performance. However, I observed differences in the student characteristics, teacher quality, curriculum, and curriculum delivery. I conducted hypothesis testing of the student test scores of the schools of specialized excellence and the regular public high schools. I did that to determine if the difference in the average test scores of these two school categories is significant. After establishing the difference, I looked for the explanation behind the test scores by comparing the public schools. The schools of specialized excellence have smaller class size of only 35 students compared to 80 students in the regular public schools, making them overcrowded. The special schools have more teachers for their students. That is, the student-teacher ratio is less than half of that of regular schools. The special schools have more qualified and more experienced teachers who are aided by technology such as projectors. They follow a curriculum which was developed with the International Baccalaureate. All these attributes of the schools of specialized excellence partially explain their student performance. My work documents some of the exemplary public schools in the nation's capital, which could serve as a reference to develop similar initiatives for the rest of the country. The evaluation of these schools will contribute towards improving the school building standards and ultimately improve the school buildings. For future, I want to develop a correlational design to examine relationships between student performance and building characteristics. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Rohit. All right, folks, we are halfway through our evening, which means that it's time to take a short break. So you can get up, stretch your legs. The grad school staff will help point you toward the bathrooms. We're taking a 5-minute break, so relax, enjoy. I'll see you back here in 5 minutes. Hi, folks, welcome back. If I could ask you to go ahead and take your seats so we can get started with the second half of the competition. This looks like our judges are ready. It looks like our audience is ready. And our presenter is ready, so let's go ahead and get restarted. Our next competitor from the Interdisciplinary Engineering Program in the Department of Multidisciplinary Engineering, Andrea Porter. Andrea.
For their lives, where speed and agility make a difference, our women warfighters are not only fighting an enemy, they're fighting their own body armor. It's this case for Maddie Wilkie, who's in the Air Force and actually an Aggie grad. But let me explain how this works. The armor goes over your head. There's a flat front plate, a back plate, and it Velcros on the side. For women, that flat front plate lands squarely on their delicate and sensitive breast tissue. Now, if you've ever run on campus with a backpack, then you know as you're running, that backpack is bouncing up and down on your shoulders. It feels heavier than it is, and it keeps you from running very fast. Well, think about that experience, but then understand our women warfighters have a 35-pound vest, and 15 of those pounds are bouncing up and down on their chest. It is painful. To that end, our women warfighters should not be wearing flat ballistic panels. About once a generation, the Army takes a large anthropometric survey. Anthropometry is the study of human body measurement and proportion. Of the 94 different measurements they take, only one of them pertains to the female chest, and that is the chest circumference at its largest point. That is not enough information to design better body armor. In fact, 86% of our women wear the same size body armor. It's my hypothesis that 86% are not the same size. My research combines anthropometry with information from the fashion design world to create better personal protective equipment for our women warfighters. I've determined 15 additional dimensions that can be taken from our female warfighters and then put into a statistical analysis called a cluster analysis that can determine a better sizing system than small, medium, and large, like the men have. This is very important to me. So next year I will be going on the road and with the proper approvals, taking collection and taking data from our women warfighters. What I'm doing this for, though, is really for an eye to the future. Our armor will soon be 3D printed, where it can be prototyped, and we can find a better fit and better performance. We need our women warfighters to trade their pain into performance. So that's important to me, and I hope just by looking at what Maddie is wearing here, you'll see it's time that we go from just a glorified sandwich board to something more like Batman would wear. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrea. All right, so we are going to get, I see we're going to get the prize wheel back out here. It's that time again. My script says that I'm supposed to call this the Wheel of Destiny. And I'm not going to call it that, because I just can't bring myself to do that. But if we don't call this the Wheel of Destiny going forward, I'm going to be very disappointed. All right, so I got a question for you. And the person who comes proximately closest to getting it is going to get to come down here and explore new parts of what we're not calling the Wheel of Destiny. All right, here's the question. What office on campus runs the English Language Proficiency Program? Oh, I see a hand right there. Wow, Center for Teaching Excellence, CTE. Outstanding. All right, we didn't even need hints. The Center for Teaching Excellence English Language Proficiency Program is an official sponsor of the 3-Minute Thesis Finals, provides development sessions, English pronunciation tips, and opportunities for feedback, in addition to regular free support services. These services include classroom observations, private consultations, conversation partnerships, and more. If you have questions, please visit the CTE website or get in touch with their office. Sir, come on down. Hi. Good. What's your name?
Amir Puya, and I'm from the School of Education and Human Development.
All right, so Amir Puya from the School of Education and Human Development. Have a spin. Oh, what are we going to land on? Oh, you are going to be the namesake for a 2024 development session. And in fact, I was talking to the staff before. It looks like that was the one that they were hoping no one would land on, because then they'd have to figure out how to do it. And therefore, thank you very much. You have made life much more difficult for some of the folks in the back, and we love it. All right, so somehow they're going to be in touch with you on how to be a namesake for one of next year's development sessions. That makes me happy. I heard the grim laughter from back there. That is awesome. Well done. All right, the Wheel of Destiny works. That is a tough act to follow, but we have someone to follow that. Who is our next competitor? Why don't we remove the Wheel of Destiny here before? Okay, awesome. Our next competitor from the Department of Sociology in the College of Arts and Sciences, Gemini A. Creason Parker. Gemini.
In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. This well-known intro comes from Law & Order Special Victims Unit, the longest-running primetime television show of all time. Without a doubt, the show is unique for its fascinating plots that bring awareness to crimes like sexual assault. As the only show to focus on sex crimes, it's important to understand how it may influence public perceptions of rape. My project explored how the show discusses rape myths, or stereotypes about the crime, victims, and perpetrators. Along with my team of undergraduate rock stars, we qualitatively analyzed the first 10 of 24 seasons and transcribed any conversations involving rape myths. In total, 107 episodes included myths, resulting in 200 transcripts. Next, I categorized the myths based on their purpose. In 200 of the transcripts, the characters used rape myth supportive language, like, but she kissed him first. In 168 of them, they used language to refute the myths, such as, arousal isn't consent. A common example of this was seen in the squad room, where one detective would introduce a myth, like, look at how she was dressed. She was obviously asking for it. And another would then challenge the myth with, it doesn't matter how she was dressed. No one deserves to be raped. Another common example was seen between victims and detectives, where victims would blame themselves for their attacks. I should have known better. I let my guard down. I should have kicked him. And detectives would assure them that it wasn't their fault. This means that overall, characters challenged rape myths in 81% of the conversations. The media plays an important role in how we view things, and how we view the crime of rape has implications for the reporting and justice processes. My research supports the claim that SVU is discussing rape in complex ways, not only introducing rape myths, but doing so to dismantle them. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 26 men are victims of rape. And for victims, myself included, we're seeing the show challenge hurtful stereotypes. So if you haven't seen the show, I highly encourage you to join our elite squad as we investigate these especially heinous and vicious felonies.
Thank you, Gemini. So, before our next presenter, it's time for us to award our inaugural annual Investing in Excellence Award. This award was created to recognize exceptional effort on the part of a company to engage with and support the graduate and professional student body here at Texas A&M. I'd like to invite to the stage Marilyn Yeager, Dr. Fue Tong, and Thomas Murphy. On behalf of the Graduate and Professional School and the Career Center, it is my pleasure to announce that the Investing in Excellence Award for 2023 goes to MedPace. MedPace partners with biotech companies to accelerate the global development of safe and effective medical therapeutics by providing full-service clinical trial outsourcing coordination. MedPace has partnered with the Career Center to develop and recruit talented graduate and professional students here at Texas A&M. Here to present the award are Marilyn Yeager, the Associate Director for Graduate Students in the Texas A&M Career Center, and Dr. Fue Tong, Interim Dean of the Graduate and Professional School. And here to accept the award is MedPace Clinical Research Associate Manager, Thomas Murphy. Congratulations to MedPace. And thank you for your support of Texas A&M's graduate and professional students. All right. Our next presenter from the Department of Environmental and Occupational Health is Oluyemi Oloruntoba. Oluyemi.
Have you ever been in pain such that you couldn't walk, you couldn't eat, you couldn't even sleep? Now imagine that you are in so much pain and the one person that can help you feel better is also in pain due to their work duties. Or the person is booked several months ahead and you can't see them. This is a world with many injured dental workers such that community members cannot readily access them. And the interesting thing is this is where my research comes to play. My research focuses on body pain and pain management among dental workers in the United States. Currently, we have about 61 dentists attending to about 100,000 people. So let's break it down. That's one dentist attending to 1,640 people approximately, and that's a lot. Now imagine that the dentists or the dental workers got injured and then the number of these people reduced. My research starts by looking at literature over a span of 23 years that focuses on body pain and how the pain is managed among the dental workforce in the US. And what I found was that the neck, the shoulders, the wrist, and the back are the areas that have the most pain. I took this a notch ahead, and then I administered internet-based surveys to the dental workforce across all disciplines and their students. And what I found was that of the 1,810 people that met the study criteria, 67% reported pain, and 58% reported 2 or more types of pain. Now, looking at how they manage the pain, I found that 60% use complementary alternative medicine practices, such as doing yoga, massage, seeing a chiropractor, or using homeopathy. 50% use prescription or over-the-counter medication to manage their pain. Why is this study important? My research is very important because it affects the future of access to dental care in the United States. And findings from this research provide information about workplace exposures, the body parts at risk, what people use to manage their pain, and how they can improve it. And it has several implications across board. First, for training the future workforce. Second, it helps to put in place policies and how to improve the workplace to reduce injuries to the dental workforce. And I will end by saying if we have one dentist attending to 1,640 people, we don't want more people getting injured. And my research focuses on this to make sure that people can get the dental care they need. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Oluyemi. All right, it is time. I think we only have 2 more occasions in which the magic wheel comes out. So let's get it out here. All right, it's becoming a habit. All right, I have more university bureaucracy trivia for all of you who love a good university bureaucracy question, and I know you all do. I see some nods, that's good. All right, what office on this campus goes by the abbreviation UWC? Oh. Bam! University Writing Center. Fantastic. All right, let's plug it. Yes, the University Writing Center administers the data program where graduate students can meet with writing consultants weekly to develop their writing project. UWC is also a 3MT sponsor whose staff assisted with the development and feedback sessions that we held in the preliminary competition. The UWC supports writing and public speaking for graduate and undergraduate students through one-on-one appointments for help with seminar papers, theses, dissertations, and more. Students can submit seminar papers, theses, dissertations, or part of one of those online and receive tailored feedback from a trained consultant. They offer services in Evans Library and in West Campus Library. I encourage you to visit their website for additional details on all that they offer. Now come on down and let's spin the wheel. So tell me who you are. What department are you in?
Chemical engineering.
Chemical engineering, fantastic. Well, have at it. Oh, candy bag, we have a candy bag, all right. Thank you very much for that. All right, everybody, bone up on your university bureaucracy because you've only got one more shot at the wheel. All right, so we are down to our final two competitors for the evening. Our next competitor from the Department of Biomedical Engineering is Sarah Hargett. Sarah.
So if you've ever taken a first aid class, you know that the best way to control bleeding is to apply pressure directly at the site of injury. And if you haven't taken one of these classes, now you do know. If the bleeding is really bad, you might even need to call 911. When the paramedics arrive, they'll make decisions based on where on the patient's body the bleeding is located. If it's on an arm or a leg, they can apply a tourniquet, which will press against the bleeding blood vessels and keep it controlled while they get the patient to the hospital. The problem comes in when the bleeding isn't on an arm or a leg, and it's somewhere instead like the abdomen. In these cases, the bleeding is so hard to control that it's almost a 50-50 shot if they can even get the patient to the hospital in time. We call these wounds non-compressible due to the squishy nature of these body parts. As a PhD student in the Gaharwar lab, I'm working to change that outcome by designing a material that can be used to stop bleeding in non-compressible wounds. This material has three components: a foam, a clay, and a gel. The foam we can think of as being similar to packing peanuts. So with these foams, we can squish them into a tiny shape, and then they'll expand out once they're in contact with blood. It takes less than 2 minutes for that expansion to happen. Now, it's pretty cool on its own, but what makes it really interesting for bleeding control is that I can use a syringe to pack a bunch of tiny foams into a wound and then have them expand back out, applying pressure on a wound that was previously non-compressible and turning it into a compressible one. But it's not just enough to apply pressure. I want to speed up the clotting process as well. This is where the gel and the clay come in. The clay is in the form of these tiny particles. They're much too small to see with your eyes, but they can interact with the proteins that are in your blood and help speed up the process that's naturally occurring already in your blood. The gel acts as a sort of adhesive and provides a mesh that can help keep red blood cells together, much like how a clot normally would form. The final thing that I'm looking at is biodegradability. So a lot of times they're similar products, but they need surgery to be removed. This increases risk and means that patients will take longer to heal. All of the materials that I'm using are biodegradable, so a doctor can take them out of a patient's body if they need to, but they don't have to. This will help patients heal faster and get them back on their feet. As I keep working on this material, I'll have both the patients and the medical providers in mind, so that when the paramedics show up to somebody who's bleeding in their abdomen, they'll be able to give them a fighting chance at survival. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. We are down to one more competitor. And while our judges finish their assessments, I want to ask one more time, bring out the wheel. All right, are we ready? Here's our shot. In what building on campus is OGAPS located? No. Someone else? Anyone else? I'm hearing that. I'm sorry, sir. You're not correct. Yes. No, not student business service. In what office is OGAPS located? It is not in the academic building. Come on, folks. There is no OGAPS. Thank you. That was a trick question. Since 2021, there has not been an OGAPS. It is, in fact, the Graduate and Professional School. I will give a bonus spin. We have our spin winner. I will give another spin to the first person who can correctly identify what is the official university shortened term for the Graduate and Professional School. No, no. Do I have to take your spin away from you? What is the official shortened term? Graduate and Professional School, it's long, it describes No, not GPSG, no. Somebody, what is the official shortened term? That's the longer term. Somehow that's getting worse. 52% of you are graduate and professional students. You get emails from this office all the time. I'm going to have to call in Marilyn Yeager in a minute. The grad school, who said that? Oh, Charles, come on. All right. Charles, I should say, Charles is an associate dean of the Graduate and Professional School, so this would actually mess with Charles's taxes. So we're not going to give Charles a prize. That's taxable income. You, ma'am, on the other hand, come on down and let's spin. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Olaomi Lesomi. I'm a doctoral candidate from the ALEC department.
Wonderful. Well, welcome. So, all right, spin away. That's great. Oh, okay. So you have won a celebrity-signed program. So here it comes. So it's signed by me. So let me be clear. So all right. So when I got here tonight, somebody said you need to sign 3 programs. That someone was Victor. I did not put myself up to this. We did agree that should anyone get an Adam Sipe signed program, they could spin again. So please, that seems only fair. Please, have another shot at it. Invitation to judge prelims, so congratulations. You have won an afternoon of work and my signature. So you may well be regretting your decision to answer that question correctly, but the grad school, or Graduate and Professional School, not to be called OGAPS, headquartered in Nagel Hall, staff will help you with this. Thank you very much for playing our game, even if it probably came at a cost. Thanks very much. Have I ever mentioned how much I love this event? All right, so we are, really, Charles? Is that what you did? All right, fantastic. We are down to one final competitor coming from the interdisciplinary program in ecology and conservation biology, Justin Jones. Justin.
I want you to close your eyes and travel back in time with me. Imagine it is this past August, it's 2 p.m., and you need to walk to a meeting in another building across one of our giant parking lots. You step outside and you feel the sun raining blows down upon you. Sweat beads on your neck and trickles down your back. Okay, enough of that. Open your eyes and step back into the AC with me here. So whether or not you believe in global warming, climate change, or Bigfoot, I think that we can all at least agree that it is hot in Texas in August. And part of my research is focused on just that. Not Bigfoot, the part about the heat. Specifically, the urban heat island effect. As a refresher, this is the phenomenon by which urban areas tend to be much warmer than surrounding rural areas due to an increase in impervious surfaces, like our giant parking lots, but also a decrease in vegetation. My job is to measure urban trees. Traditionally, this is done with a tape measure and clipboard, but that means you have to literally touch every single tree. There has to be a better way, and so there is. I am using lasers to map and model our urban trees. We call this LIDAR, which stands for light detection and ranging. It's like radar or sonar, but with light. You might be familiar with some applications from a Roomba, self-driving cars, or archaeologists finding ruins of ancient civilizations in a jungle. The first step is to verify that LiDAR is an appropriate surrogate for traditional forestry measurement methods. I sampled 50 trees on campus and found LiDAR to be high in both accuracy and efficiency, meaning the measurements were comparable and it took a lot less time. So now that we have these highly accurate 3D models of our trees, we can estimate tree volume and total carbon, fueling conversations about carbon markets, potentially creating a revenue stream for a municipality. We can also model tree shade output, quantifying cooling, mitigating urban heat. From these heat maps, we can identify areas of greatest concern and coordinate with city planners to appropriately landscape in green spaces and water features, creating improved areas for recreation and for urban wildlife. These are just some of the ways that my research and I are going green for the maroon and white. Thanks, and gig 'em.
Thank you very much, Justin. All right, that is our final competitor for the evening. So we're going to have some things going on. The judges are going to be putting their scores together, and we still have a couple of activities to do together as an audience. First, let's give all of our finalists a big round of applause. Second, if you registered for the trivia contest at the end, please check your phone. 3 of you have been sent invitations to join the Kahoot, and we need you to go ahead and do so you can participate in the trivia contest here in a couple of minutes. We've also got something else to do. It is time for our People's Choice voting. You get to choose your favorite competitor based on the categories that we talked about already: communication style, comprehension, and engagement. And remember, this has real value. Real monetary value. Our People's Choice Award winner is going to take home a $500 prize. This means something. So we really want you to vote. We want you to vote based on your honest impression of the participants that we've seen so far. So I think I'm seeing, okay, most people have their phones on, so if you'll scroll to the competitors. All right, so just a reminder, here are our competitors. So you can choose from this group based on the criteria that we've laid out. Everything good? Things working? People voting? It hasn't been launched. How we doing? Crack technical staff? Thumbs up, thumbs down. There we go. All right. Outstanding. Seeing people looking up. Anybody still need some time? Okay, I think we're in business. So how are we doing on folks signing up for the Kahoot? I don't know if I'm asking the right person, but I'll find out soon.
So far, we don't have anybody in the Kahoot, so we need to check the phone.
Okay, so we have no one signed up. So check your phone. If you received a text saying that you were invited to join the Kahoot, please go ahead and join the Kahoot. Did anybody want to raise their hand and say, you got it? Oh boy. All right, this bodes suboptimally, yes. You're getting the names? Okay, terrific. All right, we have names. All right, so the names of the people who should have received these texts: Nusrat Jahan, Faith Ofele, and Hunter Talachet. Is that okay, you should have received something. The game code isn't working. Fantastic. Boy, We are on the cutting edge of technology here.
They need to come down first.
All right, come on down. Hey, look, I'm troubleshooting this on the fly. Wait a minute, did we get 3 people sitting in the same row? No. Okay, all right. All right, we're missing a 3rd person. Yeah, Charles, you want in on this? Is that so? It's Faith, Hunter, and somebody else. What was? Faith. Okay, come on down. So we're going to scan QR codes. Oof. Well, I hope you guys have had fun. I know I have. We've given out some prizes, including a program autographed by me, possibly the worst prize I can imagine getting at this particular occasion. We've given out work from people to do next year. We've named a development session after somebody. We're about to give out an air fryer. The world is good. Are we set? All right. We're getting there. Faith, are you set? All right, fantastic. All right, so we have Faith, Hunter, and Nusrat, who are going to be competing in a game where I honestly can't remember what the questions are. So this should be interesting. All right, so everybody ready? Yep. All right, let's do it. Question 1. Okay. Who is the official best 3-minute thesis finals MC of all time? Fu-Wei Tong, Tim Scott, Adam Sipe, or Stacy Colvin? All right. Really? Is that where we are? All right, I got to find out who yellow is later on. All right. All right, Hunter, thank you very much for that. Okay, I see where this is going. Question 2, what college or school? All right, most 3MT preliminary competition participants this year. We talked about this earlier. Up. Nope. All right, I think we've got 3 winners. Outstanding. College of Engineering, all right. How many students run the random drawing for competing? Oh boy. Well, the good news is that I think all of those answers were in fact wrong. I think this one's probably kind of a wash. Not sure what happened there. Hunter, you deserve it after what happened earlier, so you're not going to get any sympathy from me. All right, next question. What criteria are competitors not evaluated on? You brought this on yourself, Hunter. All right. There we go. Enthusiasm, not a criteria. Helpful, but not a criteria. How many master's students advance to the finals? All right, all 3 got that one. 1, outstanding. What can contribute to injuries in spacecraft landing? How close were we paying attention to each other? Huh? Oh! Jeez. Oh, we all got it. Outstanding. All right. So what's next? What 2 authors? All right, that was quick. I love the fact that everyone's paying attention to each other's presentations. May not be paying attention to what the graduate and professional school is called, but we are paying attention to each other's Okay, we all got that one. Outstanding. Wow. Oof. All right. Oh. Wow. Hunter's really made a mid-contest charge here. Everybody seems confident. Yep, well, they should be. All right. The plot thickens. Oh. Not sure what the scoring system here is. I have some concerns. Ah, I see. Okay, oh, only one. Let's see what this does. Is that? Nope, last question. All right, who's our winner? Nusrat in third. Faith in second. Congratulations, Hunter. Well done. All right, after a rocky start, let's. So what are our?
Tumblers.
We have tumblers. Outstanding.
For participating in our cafe.
All right, so we have two of our. I think we have. Does everyone get a tumbler? All right, everybody gets a tumbler. Fantastic. We're a very democratic organization. Oh, Hunter, I think you get something else. Okay. Apparently Hunter gets something else. Oh, he gets the air fryer. Yes, absolutely. Give the man an air fryer. He's going out in the hallway. All right. Hunter apparently is being kidnapped as his prize. So thank you very much to all of our competitors. Sorry for the technical glitch there at the beginning. Judges, how are we doing?
Their scores are in, but we're tallying.
Tallying. Okay, we are tallying. Fantastic. And Hunter has vanished. So let's see. Yeah, we'll give it a minute. Anybody know any good songs? No. Karaoke through the rest of this. We are very close, folks. All right, I'm being told to improv more, so here we go. Victor, I have absolutely... The wheel. Are we bringing out the wheel? I'm running out. We've got the wheel. All right, fantastic.
We just need like 1 minute.
All right, we got 1 minute. All right, so we're gonna pull from the deep depths of our trivia contest for tonight. All right, so we have already established, which was apparently a shock to many of you, that OGAPS no longer exists and turned into the graduate and professional school at some point. Someone who is not an employee of the graduate and professional school, please attempt to identify the year in which the graduate and professional school came into existence. This is blind guessing is perfectly acceptable. Yes? 2021. Thank you very much. Come on down. All right, let's see what particular part of our prize wheel we can get to here. I'm glad we have at least a baseline of graduate and professional school knowledge. So, come back, please, have a spin. All right. A t-shirt, fantastic, all right. We'll deal with that. Why don't we get that? Yeah.
We're going to bring it out slowly.
We're going to bring it right, very slowly. It's going to be a piece of performance, a piece of interpretive dance based around the t-shirt. Not you, not you, Rob Dixon. All right, so what other trivia questions can we possibly ask? Oh, here we go. All right, let's see. So I know I said that already. I'm getting to it. What was the last college other than the College of Engineering to have a winner in our 3-minute thesis competition? Hank, I'm not letting you answer. No, college other than engineering. Civil, believe it or not, civil engineering is not its own. It's not its own. It may think of itself as its own college, but it is not, in point of fact, its own college. It is not liberal arts. Architecture? It is architecture. So, come on down. We are definitely in the vaudeville piano player playing when the singer forgets his lines part of this evening. So let's go ahead and spin. Another t-shirt, fantastic. All right, Rob, you may slowly get a t-shirt. Outstanding, yes, the College of Architecture, which won, I believe, in 2021, yes, fantastic. Right.
We're writing it right now.
Oh, we're writing it right now. Okay. So, rather than attempt to pull one more trivia question out of an overloaded script, I just want to say how much we all appreciate the fact that all of you came out tonight. This is a Friday evening, and it's a Friday evening that you spent celebrating the accomplishments of your friends, your classmates, your students, and that says a lot, not just about you guys, but about the environment that we've tried to create here at Texas A&M in graduate and professional education. So give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you very much.
So don't say program, just say department. We only have the departments and the colleges. So don't say program.
Okay. All right. And you want it in this order, right? Yes. Okay, fantastic. All right, so it is now my distinct honor to present the winners of our 2023 3MT finals. And I would ask that when your name is called, that you come down and accept my congratulations. And perhaps Dr. Tong, would you like to join me up here to help congratulate our winners? So we will begin with the People's Choice Award, which is awarded, this is the one that is based, of course, on your vote. The winner of the People's Choice Award is Oluyomi Olatunde. Yes, of course. Oluyomi is from the Environmental and Occupational Health program in the School of Public Health. So a first-time college that is a finalist for the first time has our People's Choice winner this year. So congratulations, Oluyomi. Oh, excellent. All right, we have flowers. Oh, now we're talking. Have I mentioned how much I love this job? Congratulations, Oluyomi. So, our third place winner is Gemini Crescent Parker from the Department of Sociology. Oh, congratulations, Gemini. You have photographs or, okay. Fantastic. Thank you very much and congratulations. Our runner-up in tonight's finals is Justin Jones from the Ecology and Conservation Biology program. Congratulations, Justin.
Thank you.
And the winner of the 2023 3-Minute Thesis Finals at Texas A&M, who will represent Texas A&M in the next round of the National 3-Minute Thesis Finals, and whose department will take home this really quite lovely cup. Our winner is Andrea Porter from the College of Engineering. Congratulations. Wow, that was an evening. And I see the 3MT Challenge Cup will be returning to the College of Engineering for another year. Dr. Walker, I see, is quite pleased. Wow, that was an evening. We saw some really great presentations. We've won some prizes. We discovered you don't know the Graduate and Professional School is called the Graduate and Professional School. We learned a lot. We had a lot of fun, I think. I want to thank, once again, our judges for the extraordinary work they put in. I want to thank the staff of the grad school who put in an enormous amount of work and carried the wheel of destiny in and out repeatedly and who got us through some technical hurdles. Thank you very much. And thank you very much to Dr. Fue Tong and the leadership of the university who are here to celebrate with us tonight. Thank you very much, Dr. Scott. Thank you to MedPace, to the Career Center, the Center for Teaching Excellence. And finally, one more time, to our finalists, who after we disperse tonight, if you would all come down for one last photo opportunity. Thank you very much to our finalists. Congratulations to our winners. Have a wonderful evening, and please join us. There is a reception in the lobby of in the atrium of the MSC, so please join us in the exhibit hall. Sorry, I was running out of words. In the exhibit hall, which is that way. Fantastic. Please join us for refreshments. Thanks very much. Once again, congratulations to our winners, and good night.